So is it just 1 plus 2, or do you have to hit 2 after that? I've always tried with 2 after that.
People say it's a little easier if you press 1 plus 2 and keep repeatedly matching on 2 afterwards. It'll get you out of that one a little
So
easier.
how did you break that right there?
Well, honestly, I just kept pressing 1 plus 2, but pressing 2, 2, 2, 2, 2 afterwards could help as well.
See, that's really interesting, because I always try 1 plus 2 and I mash on 2, and I almost never get that. So I'm going to try to, let me get the controller really quick.
Right.
Let's just test this out. Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm too good. One more time. Alright, I just can't do it. Whatever. Alright.
Alright.
Alright, so there's a little bit more to talk about the movement system.
Alright, so since this is a 3D game, obviously, well, of course, like your 2D games, you had jumping, but jumping really isn't like a good form of creating offense in a 3D game. It's more for, as we explained earlier, for low crushing. But yeah, so generally you wouldn't want to jump because you could get jabbed out of the air and then comboed, and then that wouldn't be too good. So,
not good.
A good way to get move around your opponent's attacks or avoid certain moves is by sidestepping. And to do so, to sidestep into the background, you would tap up and then neutral, and then you can sidestep into the background. If you want to sidestep into the foreground, you press down and neutral, and then you sidestep into the foreground. Make sure you also don't hold up or down, because it will give you a jump or a duck. Just tap it and neutral.
And neutral just means to let your joystick go back to the center.
Yep. Or
so
your pad or anything.
Right. So when you're on your pad, though, the neutral is just by let it go completely.
Mm-hmm. And there's also side walking, which is double tapping up or down, whichever way you want to go. Double tapping up for the background, double tapping down for the foreground. And after you double tap, you want to hold in that direction to continue walking in that direction. So here we go. Sidestepping into the background, sidestepping into the foreground.
And so what's the difference between side walking and sidestepping? When do you want to use sidestepping and when do you want to use side walking?
Generally, you want to sidestep when you want to avoid pokes or certain one-hit moves. Side walking, you want to continue walking if you want to get around certain strings, which is a quick succession of moves. Demonstrated here. I'm going to have Double Jin do a down forward 1 after I do a standing jab. As you can see here, I could easily sidestep it.
Alright, so how about an example of side walking?
Okay, for side walking, you know, if he does a string, I can completely get to his back for him whipping a string. That's displayed here, and then I can get something pretty damaging on his back or on the side. Yeah. So we have that, but we also have to keep in mind that every character has a homing move. Homing moves are moves that will track either direction, no matter what. And you'll also see here that I'm going to demonstrate Bob's forward 4. You'll notice that there's a white streak following it. This means that it will track both ways, no matter what. And Bob also has forward 4, which is also another homing move.
So most characters have 2 homing moves?
Most characters do have 2, some have 3, some might even only have 1. But generally, every character at least has 1 homing move in this game. And this means that, obviously, like I said, you can't sidestep it either way, and I'll demonstrate it here. But I'm going to try sidestepping Double Jin's up back 2 after I do a jab. I try to go left, I can't step it that way. Try to go right, and it still tracks. It's the purpose of the homing move.
Alright. I think that basically covers most of the movement of the game. And so with that, let's go ahead and talk about the throw system. Alright, so right now we're going to talk about the throw system in Tekken. And basically throws are high moves that are unblockable. And so to break a grab, you basically have to hit the button corresponding to the arm that's coming forward at you. So basically there's 3 types of grabs. There's a 1 plus 3 grab, which is where the left arm extends forward. And so that was examples of 1 plus 3 grabs. And now, so if somebody could go ahead and perform one of these grabs, you see it's unblockable, he's getting thrown. And so now, if Marduk were to hit 1 when that left arm's coming at him, he could break that grab. And so now the same thing applies for 2 grabs, as we call them, which is basically executed by hitting 2 plus 4, and you'll see that the right arm extends forward. And so now if Lars was to execute his 2 grab, it's unblockable, Marduk gets thrown. Now if Marduk were to hit 2 when that happens, he would break the 2 plus 4 grab. Alright, and now an extension to these grabs is the forward grabs. And basically a forward grab extends the range on your 1 plus 3 or 2 plus 4 grab. And it also tracks to the direction that your arms are coming out. So for a forward 1 plus 3 grab, you can see that it's actually reaching out and it actually will track that way. So if we go ahead and, it's the same exact breaks. A forward 1+3 grab will still be broken by 1, and a forward 2+4 grab will still be broken by 2. So we're not going to demonstrate that, but you guys got the idea of it. So the third type of grab in the game is a 1+2 escape. And so the 1+2 grabs, the notation is slightly different for each character. For Lars, the notation is...
A forward 1+2.
And for Marduk, the notation is...
Forward 1+2.
And so you can see that both arms kind of come forward together. So when you're on defense and you see these arms coming at you, you're gonna have to respond appropriately to break the grab correctly. So as you can see here, the grabs are 1+2. They're coming forward. It's also an unblockable high attack. And so if we see someone go ahead and 1+2 grab someone here, there we go. It's unblockable. There's Lars' 1+2 grab. Now if the Marduk player were to hit 1+2, when the grab came at him, he could break that grab. Now, the next type of grab in the game is called a side grab. And side grabs are executed when you're basically 45 degrees roughly to the side of a character. So here we see Lars is stepping to Marduk's left side. So basically if Lars does any of his throws, his 1+3 grab, his 2+4 grab, or his 1+2 grab, basically it's going to be to, since he's on Marduk's left side, Marduk is going to have to execute a 1 to break that, because 1 corresponds to the left punch button. So let's go ahead and do the grab here. And as you can see, it looks slightly different than his regular 1+3 grab or whichever grab that we did earlier. And so for Marduk to break this, he would have to hit 1. Alright, and so now we're going to see Lars step to Marduk's right side, and we're going to see the same thing happen. From the side grab, he can use any of his grabs, 1+3, 2+4, or 1+2, and Marduk would have to hit 2 this time to break it since Lars is on his right side, and 2 corresponds to right punch. And as you can see, it's a different animation completely. It's a different type of throw, so you recognize that it's a side grab. And there we see Marduk breaking it with the 2. And so finally, there's one other type of grab in this game, and that's the back grab. So when you're behind your opponent, you can use any of your grabs again, and it'll execute a back grab. Alright, so there we see a back grab.
So what's the escape for a back grab?
There's no escape!
There's no escape
No
for a back
escape.
grab. And with that said and done, let's go ahead and move on to the Getup system in the game. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and talk about the Getup system in the game. And basically, the Getup system in the game occurs, or comes into play, whenever you're launched and you land on the floor, or if you're knocked down from a certain attack, or if you're thrown and you land on the floor. And so basically, there's a bunch of ways to get up off the floor. There's roughly 24 different ways per character. Some characters have a little bit more, some have a little bit less, but I think it's roughly 24 for each character. So with that said, let's have MYK take it away.
Alright, so basically, if you're in the air getting floated and your opponent misses a combo, or if you just, after he's done with the combo, there's a couple options you could do. So I'm going to demonstrate here by doing a lawless down forward 2. And the first option we're going to show is you could tech roll, and by tech rolling, if you press both any of the punches, you're going to tech roll into the background, and if you press any of the kicks, you're going to tech roll into the foreground. And I'm going to demonstrate tech rolling into the background here. And here's tech rolling into the foreground. Alright, and the other options are Lei could either back roll instead of tech rolling to the side, done by holding back. And there's also something called a Chinese Getup. If you hold forward, he'll do a quick little spring kick forward and get back on his feet. This also even counts as an attack. You see there. And if the opponent decided to not tech roll or back roll or Chinese Getup or anything, they could stay down for a quick second and then side roll to either direction. By side rolling, you would press 1 to side roll into the background. Pressing down and 1, you'll side roll into the foreground. There's a side roll into the background, and side roll into the foreground. You also have another option to stay grounded after you side roll, and there you go. And that's done by holding down after a side roll, either direction, down 1 or up a regular 1. You can just hold down and you can stay down afterwards. You can also roll back or roll forward from this position as well. Here's a roll back. Here's a roll forward. Okay, let me talk about a little bit about the different grounded positions. All right, so there's 4 positions when you're grounded. We first associated by the face and the feet. As you can see here, Lei's facing upwards and his feet's towards me. So we would say this is face up, feet towards.
F you.